Hi, Hasini. Good afternoon. Hi, Devanshi. Good afternoon.
Hi, afternoon.
Yeah, yeah, Tanvi is also joining. One second. Yeah, then we'll start. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. You all can see my screen, right? Yeah. Okay, give me a second. Give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, you all can see my screen, right? Yeah, this is yesterday's slide only. The slide is yesterday's one. So we have leftover items, right? So fine. We saw the access keys, right? How to give a shortcut key for any input field, and then we saw a grouping, so which is a section tag, so to separate two different sections. So the same thing you can see it in the code also like this. Okay, I'm going to show it on the, yeah, this is class 16. You see class 16, and then you see, so this is we gave some details about the course, right? So here, so we named it as form details, and then this is a rough form, actually, whatever form, registration form is there, right? So registration form section is this one. You can see here like this. Okay, I minimize this one, I minimize this section, and this is trainer details. Okay, if you want to present your trainer details, something like this. So basically the idea here is if you have, if you want to divide your page into multiple sections, right, you can make use of this section tag. It doesn't display anything, but it groups all the related categories under one element, one HTML element. So you can apply styles to that. So styles also we saw yesterday, right? So this is our new folder structure. You see, I hope you have you started creating this structure, directory structure.
I did it, but it doesn't work for me. I don't know why.
Okay, then you just send me the screenshot of that. I want to see.
Okay.
Okay, mostly what you might have done is all the HTML files you might have moved inside. So that's where the problem comes, because NGINX we gave up to session 2, right? Session 1 or session 2. So means the folder is inside up to here only, the NGINX. So inside we already have index.html, right? So what we need to do is it will change actually. See here, I'm going to give, okay, local host, and then afternoon session is 2000, right? So yeah, so earlier we named it as all lessons, right? So now we change it back to, change it to new one, actually, no, index. So this is our landing page of our website, right? So we just give it as a dashboard like this. Sorry, yeah, the URL looks like this now. Okay, so I did not do any changes. I just moved here, right, in this code. What I did is I I moved all HTML files into HTML folder, and then all images into images folder, all JS files into JS folder, all style sheets into CSS folder. And then I just kept the landing page outside, so that whenever there is a request coming in, right, so it will just look for this file index.html. So that's why I just gave it this one. So if you see index will be my dashboard. Okay, so just try to give this structure, and try to access this way, because the real time, right, in real time, this would be the folder structure that we would be using to deploy any code. Okay, so fine, let's, yeah, let's create let's create a new file today. Okay, today is class 17, right? So I'm going to take a copy of 16 and create 17 here. Okay, I want to rename this to 17. So I'm going to rename it to 17. And then as soon as I name, I want to give it in the dashboard, right? So let's go to dashboard. So all these files I close it actually. Okay, I don't want any more. I'm closing all the files. So index.html, I'll go to the bottom section, and then I'm going to copy paste this part. Okay, now I'm going to change it to 17 because today is our 17th class, right? So I'm going to make it as 17 for everything. So now all the lessons are here. And then later I will be sharing you the whole content so that everything you can reuse for your purpose, for reference. So after this, you see here, I give class 17, and then class 17 file is already there. But class 17 is in HTML folder, right? Why we haven't given here HTML/class 17? Hasini and Tanvi, any idea why we haven't given HTML here? So it should be like current directory /HTML and / like this, right?
Because you put the HERS tag on top.
Right. That's very good actually. See, we already have added a base tag here. So in the base tag, we already have that part. Okay. 1 second. Devanshi, yeah, accidentally logged out maybe. Okay. Yeah, Devanshi, you can hear, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I had some issue in my other laptop, so.
Okay, fine, no problem. So fine. So now we added 17 here. Let's see. Okay, let's see in the page. So where is our page? Our page is our page is here. I'm going to refresh, and then 17 has added. I'm going to click here. So when I click, these are all yesterday's contents only. But I see something is missing here. All the styles are missing, right? So all the styles are missing. So why all the styles? Let's see 16. Okay, how it is. Yeah, 16 also same. Why we haven't changed anything here? Huh? Okay, let's try this one. 17, right? Class 17. Why it's not working? Let's see. So let's go to this file. I'm in the 17 class 17 now. Oh yeah, here you see, because class 17 is in HTML folder, right? So we have to come out of the HTML folder to look for CSS. So in the HTML folder, there is no CSS. Actually, it should be double dot, right? You have to go to the parent directory and then find CSS. So dot means it is referring CSS folder inside HTML only, which is wrong. So that's why the styles are not working. We have to give like 2 dots to go to parent, and this one also like 2 dots to go to parent location and come back. Okay, yes, let's correct 16 also. Okay, 16 also will give 2 dots and then 2 dots. So now it should be working. So let's see here. I'm going to refresh this. Yeah, so all the styles are applied. Let's go back to 16. Refresh. So it's working. So all the styles are applied. Fine. So now let's start. What's there for today? Okay, today let's learn about these two tags. Okay, meta tag and canvas tag. First, let me explain meta tag. Okay, so I'll explain meta tag. We have seen many times, like many websites. There is a meta tag. Okay, let's try to see. Let's take an example of any banking website. So let's take citibank.com. I'm opening a website, so which is related to Citibank. Let's right click and view source. I'm going to view source now. Okay. So when I see the source, you can see here, there are meta tags. There are many meta tags. Why they have to write meta tags here? Because this meta tags, what this meta tag does is, let's read out the slide. We'll come to know. Access keys we learned, section we learned, canvas I'll be telling it later. Yes, meta tag. Now you see the meta tag. So all the important information about the HTML page. So whatever page we are writing here, right? So yeah, this is our web page, right? So about this page, we would be mentioning everything in the meta tag. So we did not write any meta tag here, but usually we write it this way, meta tag. And then meta tag will take certain attributes. So what are the attributes? Name, content, or the attributes, okay? So let's see what values it takes for names and all. Let's go back to the slide and see. Yeah, it includes name value. Yeah, Sudarshan is also joining. Okay, used to include name value pairs describing properties of the HTML document. Like, we will say like, who has designed this page. So that comes under author. And when this page is going to be expired. So after that, this page will not be available. So you can mention expiry dates about the page. So these are all the information about this page, right? So this kind of information, you will specify it in the meta tag. And last one is very important, which is list of keywords. We will mention the keywords about this page. About this page means whatever page you are building, right? So what page is this? You are going to specify it in the keywords place. So keyword is the, you see here, where is the slide? Yeah, let's go to the next slide. You'll understand better. You see is there a keyword here? Yeah. So meta tag will not display any content. It will not do any content processing. So meta tag is for the search engines. Okay, remember this. So whenever you type something in Google, right? So it will immediately get the results for you, right? So how is that magic happening? That magic is happening because of SEO techniques. So SEO is nothing but search engine optimization. So try to Google about this one. You'll come to know some details. SEO, which is nothing but search engine optimization. Search engine optimization. So read some articles. Okay, read some articles. You'll come to know what is that about. Okay, you see there. Yeah. So how do you do SEO? So here you see create a list of keywords. So analyze first page. So all these things, right, are used by the search engine. Like, let me give you here all the contents, the content that you specify inside the keywords, right? Like, this website is related to insurance, ready credit, online personal banking, city, so some kind of their own keywords. These are all their own keywords. Suppose if we are doing our own website, right, you have to give the keywords related to your website, so that the search engine, what it will do, whenever you see this page, right, it will look for these keywords, and then it will index means what? It will store it into its own database, saying like, whenever this keyword appears in the search engine, right, somebody types this keyword, it should immediately render our page matching these keywords. So that's why we go with meta tags. Okay, and that's one of the advantage. And one more thing is like, what is this page about? Suppose if you have Chinese character, or Hindi language, or some other France, or for French characters. So if you have special characters like that, you have to make use of char set attribute to display and allow the respective font to be displayed on the web page. Okay, now you understood this part. Let's see in action. Okay, and you can actually some of the details are for the your own purpose actually. Like, the Google will use its own purpose. You see, like Google site verification. So it will look for the meta tag with this Google site verification, and it will use this keyword to process internally, like, the crawling is like, yeah, crawling is a new term. Let me add it. Okay, I want to add the calling. Yeah, Devanshi is being Yeah, you are telling for so many days. I still did not find time, so I'll do that. Crawling, okay, crawling. So website crawling. So whenever you go any web page, right? Let's take an example of this only. So this is in the first page. So what Google does, Google will remember these keywords now because you have already visited this page, home page. This is a landing page, right? Whenever you visited the landing page, what it does is it will store these details already in its database. Now whenever you click on some other, some other pages, right? Then the Google will use internally a crawling logic. What it does is, like, from which page to which page the user is going. So they will track all those things. So if I'm going in some other, pages, right? They will track. So which pages, like, they'll get the statistics of, how many times the pages have been visited. So what is the most visited page by the users? So based on that, the banks, they will try to, align, or they'll try to, make changes accordingly. It's like, statistics only. They get the statistics to align their business according to the needs of the people, like that. Fine. We came up to here, and then, meta tag keywords. Okay, and this is for, Google site verification. So whenever there is website which is valid or not, it will try to validate that part also. And we have other things. What is that? Yeah, this one, HTTP EQUI. So what is this HTTP EQUI? So it's like, whenever there are whenever you want to show some messages on your website by getting the details from the server or by backend systems, then you can make use of HTTP EQ with the value as refresh for every 5 seconds. It means your website will be refreshed every 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds you count, it will refresh. Let's try this one. Okay, let's try this meta tag. Let me copy this. So where is our website? Our website is here. So I'm going to close this one. So class 17. So where should I put the meta tag? Where should I add? It will be in the header part. Okay, always remember the meta tag will be in the header tag. So I'm going to add the meta tag here. Let's see if there is something wrong. Okay, this part I'm going to remove for now to show you what's the difference. I'm going to save this. Yeah, I don't see any issue, but let's try. Okay, let's try. I'm going to refresh the page. Where is that? Yeah, it's over here only, right? Yeah. I'm going to refresh this page, go to 17, control F5. Oh, what happened? Yeah, here we are here. I'm going to control F5. So I refresh just now. Count 5 seconds. So what do you see actually? Any observation? Hasni, Tanvi, Devanshi, Sudarshan.
Like at the top, at the top with the circle is blinking.
It's blinking, right? It means it is refreshing. So because of this tag. So I'm asking the page, whenever you load this page, I'm asking the page to refresh for every 5 seconds. So once it refreshes, right, you can count actually how many seconds it is doing. Let's try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, every 5 seconds it gets refreshed. So that's the logic actually. That's one of the important thing, like, meta tag. So this one we mostly use when we have, like, to display, yeah, to display like updates from the server, from the backend, right? So if there are any updates, you just have to show that for every 5 seconds. Like, the stock market, if you see the stock market, every few seconds it gets updated, right? The values gets changed. So in those scenarios you can make use of this. And like, continuous deployment, when we are doing the continuous deployment, right, we will come to know like what is the exact status of the backend. So that also we can in that scenario also we can make use of this meta tag. Okay, fine. So we understood about the meta tag, but it doesn't render any content. Remember, this is in the header part, right? So the tags that are in the header tags, it does not display anything. So other than title, title alone is displayed in the title bar. So this is the title, right? The tab name. So just for whenever there are multiple tabs open, we can just identify the name of the tab. Okay. Now let's see what's the other item. Yeah, content type, like I just said like, oh yeah, we missed out this part. So this part we missed out, right? So let's add that part. What I do is yeah, I'm going to add URL is equal to, I just mentioned this website address. So what it does is after 5 seconds, it will go to this web page. Okay, after 5 seconds, it will go to this website. Let's see, it might have already gone. Yeah, see, I'm going to close this part. So now let's see. I'm going to click on 17, and then after 5 seconds, it's going to land in my page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, it went to that page, right? So like this, you want to see again, you can try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, so it goes to that page. That's one of the thing that you can see. Yeah, Asni.
No, it's Devanshi.
Yeah,
How can we make it come back to the same page?
No, you don't have an option actually. So if you want to, there's like only in some specific scenarios you'll use it. So if you want to go back, yeah, Sudarshan.
So all it does is redirects to another page.
Yeah, it is like redirection only. Correct.
Okay.
It's like redirection only, going to the other page. Fine. So we understood about the yeah, keywords. You remember this keywords is like, what is this website about? So you have to mention the keywords only there, so that Google or any search engine will look for these words and then try to show your website, give a ranking to your website and display it. Okay. And description is like what is this website about? So you have to mention like this website is for providing the course for so students who wants to achieve or reach the goals in the IT industry. So you can just mention like many description about the web page. And revised is nothing but when the page has been updated. Okay, that web page has been updated. This one we saw. And content type is for characters like Japanese character, French character, Spanish, or different character sets. You can display it on the web page using character set. So the browser will support. Fine. What is the other thing that we have? Okay, I'm going to see. Yes, meta tag. And then yeah, before going this, we'll go back to yeah, canvas. This is like canvas is for the graphics. Okay, you want to play around with the graphics like MS Paint, right? So you can make use of this canvas element. Okay, so what is this canvas element for? Canvas element is for displaying or showing some graphical dynamic graphical notations. Like let's take an example. Do you all know like bar charts and pie charts? Have you heard about those things?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So bar chart and pie charts, right? So if you want to display in your web page, you can make use of this canvas element. Okay. So most of the third party charts are available, right? So they all make use of canvas, mostly canvas. So Google also uses canvas internally. Okay, let's see how. Okay, I'm going to show you. Let's read out some statements about this. So canvas element is represented using the tag, canvas. So less than symbol, canvas, and then greater than symbol tag. And it is used to draw graphics on a web page. So if you want to draw graphics, so you'll make use of canvas element. Okay, so the details are the details are dynamically captured using JavaScript. Okay, and a rectangle, yeah, let's see an example of how to draw a rectangle. So today morning session, right, we tried this. Actually there were some errors, so let's do the same thing and then create an error and then try to understand. Okay, I'm going to class 17, click here, there is nothing here. I'm going to add canvas element here, okay, in the bottom section. Oh yeah, this part I need to remove, otherwise it keeps on updating, right? So what I do is I'll go and make changes to this. Okay, yeah, I'm going to give this part alone. Fine, class 17, let's go and add a new section in the bottom area. Okay, this part is not needed. Let's reduce the size. Okay, this section, trainer section, fine. So here I'm going to add a new section. Okay, new section. And here inside section, we always thought like H1. H1 will give the the header. So what is this H1? H1 is like canvas element, CAN, right? CAN, canvas element. And let's give some basic idea for this section, ID for this section. So this section is for HTML element. Okay, here I'm going to make it as graphics element, HTML graphics element. So I'm going to add the paragraph tag here. Okay, now you see it's quite fast, right? I also want you all to practice like this. So the brain would be processing what you want to write, your fingers should type very fastly, and your eyes should always correct if hands are making any mistakes. Fine, now let's try to add. Instead of typing the code, let me try to we'll try to copy paste the content and see why we should not copy paste most of the time. So I'm going to copy paste this part and then paste it in the paragraph tag. Okay, now I added. So do you see any issue here in this tag? Any of you?
No.
Okay, how about you, Tanvi, Hasni, and Sudarshan?
Oh wait, the apostrophe? Yeah, that's wrong. For the
Correct. Correct. This one, right?
Yeah.
This one, right? Yeah. You see, you correctly identified. Correct. So I'm going to remove this part and then add the correct double quotes. Okay. Now, there is no issue with this canvas. Okay, for this canvas, I want to show, add a style. Okay, what style I want to add? Border. So how much width I want for the border? 2px. Solid. And then which color I want? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I want black color. So I just mention it this way. So what does this style represents is I want, this is a style property. So what is the style property? Border. So what border is this? I want to give a border style for 200 pixels into 100 pixels. So 200 pixels width, 100 pixels height. So the whole thing will be enclosed with a box, okay, with the border. With what color? Black color. So do you have any other preference of the color, Devanshi? Any other color you want?
I don't know, maybe violet.
Okay, yeah, violet. I think we can directly make use of. Yeah, violet. We have a color already. So let's save this. Okay. So let's save this, and then this is a canvas. Canvas is like fixed width and height. Okay, I already have fixed width as 200 and fixed height as 100 already. Now let's see. I'm going to this. Let's what's, yeah, class 17. I go down. Okay, there is a canvas element here, and you see there is a small pink color, right? There is small pink color highlighted here, but it doesn't display anything, right? Do you see? Let me show you by zoom. Yeah. Now can you see here? This is a canvas part. Okay, so the canvas is printing slightly, so we don't know what is that. So now let's make it to 100 only, and then let's see what other things we have to do with this. Okay, now, yeah. So this is like, drawing a diagonal for this rectangle. So this is the rectangle, right? Yeah, for this rectangle we want to draw a diagonal. So how we have to do this way only. So let's copy paste this part. I'm going to copy paste this part into our file. So where should I add this content? So where should the script be added? This is a script tag, right? Oh yeah, see, there are many junk contents added. So I'm going to remove this junk content here. Okay, so here also, yeah, because we copied from the PPT, right? So this is where you have to be very careful whenever you are adding content from some other editor, right? You need to be sure of what exactly you are doing. So some errors like this, it will look like a space character correctly only, but whenever you copy, you paste it, it doesn't look properly. So let me, yeah, here this part also I removed, and then let's give an indentation. I gave indentation. Yeah, do you see
Sir?
any issue with the code? Yes, Sudarshan.
It says that there's 9 issues.
Oh yeah, where is it? Oh yeah, here,
Uh,
left side, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, very good. Let's see. That's a good suggestion, Sudarshan. Okay, JavaScript 9. Yeah, this is one of the feature, this is one of the feature in editor, Visual Studio Code editor. So it says invalid character at 9:57. So 9 and 57. Yeah, 57 is this one, right? Column 57. You see here, 9th line, 57th column here. You see. So here you see there is a
It's a
wrong.
wrong quotation.
So I'm going to delete this course, and then that error has been removed. Now you see invalid character at 15:36. Oh yeah, here also you see, if you click here also it will directly go. So here also there is an error. So what I do, I'm going to remove this and then add double quotes properly. Now you see, are there any issues here?
No.
All the problems are sorted, right? So fine, good. So I think we are good to go. Now tell me, so do we need to add it here or some other place?
In the body?
Why in the body? In the body means why?
I mean, I saw the video where you like, you could put it at head or body.
Yeah,
And
I'll tell you. Okay. So what is this is like, you see, I explained in the earlier JavaScript classes. What it does is, so this is like an ID, right? So your document.getElement by ID. So what happens when the page is loaded? So it will, there is no function. So all these statements will get executed immediately. Let me show you. So I'm going to add alert inside JavaScript. Okay. So I'm going to add a JavaScript. Let's see here. Refresh the page. You see, it's already loaded. So whenever I refresh, so it doesn't render anything back. You see the backend. Are there any fields rendered?
there's nothing.
No, the fields are not rendered. It means the JavaScript is executing, but it keeps on trying to find that element. Or which element? I'm going to, yeah, it's trying to find this element, but this element will not be there, right, at this point of time, right? The element is not available. So that's why it doesn't do anything. So what we need to do is, I'm going to save this part, the whole part. I need to move it just below the canvas. Okay, so I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's move down. So you know how to move, right? Press Alt and then go press the down arrow. That's it. So it will move. First, you need to select it. Okay. After selecting, it will move down. Now, fine. So yeah, let's put it. Yeah, let's put it here. Okay. So below this, I'm going to save this file, and then now it is just below the canvas. So by this time, the canvas will be available, and then it should find this rectangle. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to save this. Go to the folder, go to the browser, refresh it. So I'm trying to refresh. See, nothing happening. So it doesn't display anything. Let's see if there are any errors. Okay. So if there are any errors, means what I should do, how to find errors.
Inspect.
Right click, inspect. Perfect. So you see here, whenever we do this, it says unexpected identifier. So what is that unexpected identifier? It says it's in the graphic element. It says unexpected identifier. Okay, you see, I'm going to add this. Yeah. Okay. See, it's refreshing every 5 seconds. That's why the content is also loading. You see, I'm trying to see it. It's reloaded. So let me change that code. Okay. Let me comment out that part in the meta tag. Okay. I'll comment out this part. Yes, Sudarshan.
Why doesn't the problem say in Visual Studio Code itself? It showed that there was a problem, but why
Yeah.
not for here? It doesn't show.
Right, because the characters, right? That characters, the Visual Studio Code is also not aware of. So it treats like it's a normal character only, same like space. Let's see actually, Okay, now let me refresh the page here. That's a very good question. In fact, so Visual Studio Code should have been captured that, but it's not capturing. So seems like there is a bug in the Visual Studio Code. That's okay, but still yeah, here you see, yeah, now do we see any error here? No, see, unknown.
So the part where it's highlighted is the problem.
Yeah, the problem is here, but it doesn't show up where exactly is the problem. So okay, I'm going to close this. Let me try again, inspect. Okay, I'm going to see here. Yeah, when I see in the element section, you see in the element section, so it is able to show us the characters. You see there is a junk character came here, and then let's go and see in the element part. You see canvas. So wherever there is a space, right, there is some unknown characters present.
Sir.
So we have to correct those things. So whenever we copy from PowerPoint and other things, right, so some characters would be appearing. That's what we need to correct it. Yes, Sudarshan.
So the junk characters are not supposed to be there, but they're just there for some reason.
Yeah, we copy pasted from PowerPoint presentation, right? So that's why it is coming like, we don't know like, what is causing it, because it doesn't show up in the code. You see, there's only one space character. If I just, give a backspace and then give a space, that will solve the problem. So I'm going to save that, and see here we have a canvas and then special character is there, right? So we just did here. I'm going to save it. I'm going to refresh this page. So there is an issue here. Right click, inspect. Yeah, you see here it got corrected, but
Sir,
the character is still here. Yes, yes.
does that mean that you have to keep on doing it, or is there like a simpler method?
No, there is no simple method, because these are all usually, right, what we do is like, we type instead of copy pasting, right? Most of the time, we being the developers, right, we type with our fingers. So we know exactly what we are typing.
Okay.
So without our knowledge, right, without our knowledge, the characters has been printed on the code. Why? Because of our copy pasting. Okay, so what you can do is like, okay, let's give a space here. So usually, if you want to copy paste, right, what you can try to do is like, my suggestion. So let's try this one. I'm just copy pasting. So try to use an editor which doesn't support any character set. So Notepad, let's try Notepad, Control V. So here it says actually already, there is a special character here, right? So
Sir, I
try.
have a question.
Yeah.
If you type the code itself, if you like write the code on PowerPoint and you copy that code from PowerPoint and you go to Visual Studio Code and then paste it there, would the output have the junk characters?
Yeah. Because PowerPoint
It's
uses
because of the
different.
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint uses different character set. Okay, it uses some internal, code, internal code. So whatever you type, it will be translated into its own understanding format, and then it will be rendering the content.
So then what happens if, like, for example, you copy the text from like a different app such as like Notepad, and you copy the part from the Notepad and you keep it into your Visual Studio Code? Will the junk character still be there
Yeah.
for everything? So you copy it from any app, it will still be there.
It will still be there. Yeah. That's why we need to investigate. Thoroughly we test the programs. So that's what comes into the troubleshooting part, right? Troubleshooting part comes here actually. The code looks, by looking at the code, I don't see any issue here. You see here, I don't see any issues in this code, right? Same like let's go down. I'm going to put it down and see. So you also cannot, identify what's mistake in this code. The syntax has to be like this. The code syntax has to be like this. I just, did the same way. So I don't see any issue in this. So, but it doesn't work. So it is not working means there is some issue in this code, right? Ideally, it should work. So if it is not working means what? There is some problem. So you have to identify the problem. That's what I did actually, troubleshooting. I just close this. Yeah, here it's not supposed to render. It did not render the content. So I'm trying to inspect it. So when I try to inspect, you see here, the Chrome developer editor, right? It says actually clearly, it shows like, there is some junk characters here, right? You see here in between the spaces, and you see the scripts also we copied, right? We copied the script also from PowerPoint. So here also you can see junk characters here, and then wherever you see spaces, right? So it's added there. So the best way is like, you try to remove manually and then correct the code. Yes, yes, Sudarshan.
Does the junk character only have the letter A in it?
Oh, no, that's not A actually. That's not the A. So that's some kind of character which we don't use it in any part of the code. It's not visible. Okay. You see, it's not visible. So that's where that's where experience comes into picture. If I give you this problem, you won't be able to identify what's the mistake. That's why in the group I mentioned it like, anybody, if anybody can find the issue. So nobody have found what's the issue, but it comes with experience only.
Sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Could you just favor? Could you like at the problems tab? Could you go to debug console? I think would that also say problem? You go to debug console.
No.
Oh, because when you did inspect, the tab had console in it. Yeah, so I thought that it would also be presently there.
Yeah, debug is for other purpose actually. Like if you want to debug the script tag, right, then you can debug it. So it's like you need to enable the debug, and then line by line execution. If you want to see, you can make use of this debug console. I'll show you that part. Yeah, that's very good point you mentioned debug. So I'll show you like if there are any mistakes, how to debug line by line. Okay, I'm going to show you that part in this class itself. Okay, we have some time also here. So I'm going to show you that part. Just remind me, okay? After some time. Okay, here we have a space, one more space here. So I'm trying to correct by removing this space and recreating manually. Okay, that's the correct. That's the only fix for now. So let me refresh and see. All these junk characters should have been removed from here. So let's refresh. The page is refreshed, and see here canvas. Are there any special characters? No. And then go to the script and see, do you see any special characters in this? Yeah, so I don't see anything, so because we already fixed. Yeah, and now you can see the pink color is highlighted here. Okay, I'm going to close this because there are no issues, right? So I'm going to close this. Yeah, you see we have drawn a diagonal. So let me explain the program what we did. Okay, and here I want to change the background color of this section. So what I should do for changing the background color? I'll ask Devanshi. Devanshi, I want to change the background color for this section. So what should I do? Yeah, Devanshi.
Like change the violet to another color, right?
Okay, that is for canvas. So this style element, yeah, you are okay, but this is like canvas. So let's mostly in yesterday's class we discuss like styles. We'll try to avoid putting it in the HTML designs, right? We'll put it in the CSS. So let's remove this style. So this is what ID rectangle, right? So what I do is I'm going to remove this part from here. So where should I put this style for canvas? I have to go to CSS. There is a styles.css. Go here, and it's so I have to mention an ID, right? So ID means what I should do? How to represent this?
With the hash.
Correct. Perfect. So hash and rectangle. Yeah, now let's see, we added rectangle here, right? So I think this is little bit light actually. So let's make it select the darker color. Okay. So darker color means let me change it. Okay, let me change. Okay, let me make this dark color.
Sir,
Yeah.
how did you just like put hash and then you put like a lot of numbers and then that exact color?
This is like 6 characters. It's like it takes 6 hexadecimal number. Okay, this is like hexadecimal numbers. So
But how would you know?
No, actually, see, I also don't know, but the 00 is like the dark. It starts with dark. So if you give like 000, it's like black color. So I want a darker one, right? So I give 000, and then I'll try to see like give some other value like A, B, C. So it gives this color. So and then up to what A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, up to F only. So 0, 1. So what numbers you can use in this is like 1, 2. Sorry, let me start with 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then comes A, and then B, and then and then C, D, E, and then F. Okay, only these characters, only these numbers you can use it in the hash code. Okay, the color combination will be with this only. This is like hexadecimal number. Whenever you use these numbers, it's like hexadecimal. So hexa, like you see, you count these, it will be 16.
Sure.
1, 2, yeah, 10.
At the code, like where it says hash, can you type A B C D E F A F? What happens?
Here?
No. At the color.
Okay, here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do A, B, C, D, E, F. Yeah, you can type. So it represents this color.
Okay.
So it's up to 999, 999. It's this number also. It will come different color, and then up to A like this. This is A, and then F becomes the white.
Okay.
F becomes a white color. Okay, 0 represents black. So 0 represents black, F represents the light color, white.
Okay.
Okay. So how you want it, you can decide it, based on that A, B, C. So I know, like, 0 represents dark, right? So I will start from dark. So A, B, C represents the little bit light. So little bit, color, it gives me some other color. Okay, fine. We got about this rectangle. Let's see whether it gets printed or not. You see, it's not getting printed. What could be wrong? What could be wrong? Now it came. So I used Control and F5. Press Control and F5. Why we have to do that? It will reload the CSS file. So whenever you see this, right, it will not try to download from the cache. So it will reload from the reload the whole CSS part. Let's see, actually, I'm going to inspect, show it here. Yeah, I'm going to just refresh. You see here, all the files are getting loaded here, right? So now you see, I'll make the changes here again. Okay, where is this one, right? I'll just make it black. Now let's see. Let's make black now. Okay, this is blue, right? So I'm going to refresh this. So now it gets loaded, you see. Let's make FFF. Save it, refresh, it comes. Yeah, earlier, okay. Okay, now I give this. Here I just use F5.
Sir,
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes, Roshan.
Well, could you go to Visual Studio Code? Yeah. So it seems like E and
Okay.
F is the same thing.
Yeah.
How?
No, it's like this, as I told you, you see here, 0 is the dark. Okay. F comes white. If you see, so this is white. You see, where is that white? White is here. You see in the code, this is 0, 0, 0, and here F is this corner. So like this.
Okay.
So you just the combination. You just try to use the combination of this hexadecimal numbers. Okay, you'll get one any color. Okay, now I'm going to do the same. A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, let me try D, E, F. So this is also one more color. Okay, I think I need to. Yeah, here whenever CSS is getting loaded, right? Okay, see in the network section, you can see whatever is reloading, right? Okay, I'll clear this one first. Okay, I'll clear everything. I'm going to reload here. So whenever I reload, HTML is loaded back, JS file is loaded, and style is also loaded. You see the JS part, JavaScript part.
Is it because all of them are linked?
Yeah, we are refreshing on reloading on what? HTML page, right? So
Yeah.
the HTML file internally we have linked it, right, to include money.js and styles.css, right?
Yeah.
Here you see in the HTML page, we have added it here. So this will load the CSS and this will load the money.js file. So that's why what happens is it will try to load those two files. Okay. Do you see any difference between JS and CS here in this case? So for loading CSS file, do you identify, what do you see with the values mentioned here?
What type of difference?
Hmm?
What sort of difference?
Okay, let me explain. You see here, this is a script file and this is a style sheet, and you see the time. So money.js file has loaded in how many milliseconds? 0 milliseconds. It did not take any time. Whereas CSS, it took 9 milliseconds. And if you see class17.html file, it took 6 milliseconds. Okay, you know why? Here, the JS file contents are cached in the browser. So whatever functions are all written, right?
Mr.
So
Mohan,
yeah, Sudarshan.
why does it matter if it's 6 milliseconds and 9 milliseconds? Doesn't it like, aren't they really quick in general?
Okay, 1 second. Give me a second. Okay, so here, yeah, your question was related to this, right? Why this is 6 milliseconds? Why this is 9 milliseconds, right?
No, I was asking like, why does it actually matter whether or not it's 6 or 9? Because they're all really quick in general. So
No, not like that. So here, so you see here, we are just working on very few files only, right? Only 17 files we have. So what happens when a real-time project comes, right? So the data goes, okay, you take an example. I'll show you. Let's take an example of Citibank itself. Okay, I'm going to, yeah, you'll see the difference actually, no? Yeah, I'll go to the network section. I'm going to refresh this. I'll make it big to give you like, the feel of how the values. So I'll just go here, reload the page, okay? I'll just reload the page. The page is loaded. Let's go and check the statistics. Can you see the difference here? You see how many files it loaded? Almost
yes,
222 requests. How many requests are there?
222.
222 requests are made to make a single web page. The home page, the landing page alone is taking 222 requests. So each request, you see here, each request, one is taking 41 milliseconds, some are taking 24 milliseconds, 24 milliseconds. You see, each request is taking different times. Okay, some of them are loaded from the cache, actually, browser cache. So the browser will have its own cache. So when
Or
the style sheet is loaded, yes, Devanshi.
I request you to write the meaning of cache in the glossary.
Very good, very good. I really appreciate that. Thanks for informing. So I'll mention about the cache. Okay, cache is nothing but so we already loaded the content already, right? So I don't want to reload the same content again. It is like network costs. So 22 requests means, so every time the same content I don't want to reload. So what I do, I'll use the client machine and then store some data which is not going to get changed. So the style sheet is not going to change. JavaScript functions are not going to change. So that's why what we do is the browser will maintain its own cache. So the cache, you can see it here actually. So cache storage inside application, right? So you can see in this place, like what cache is there and all. So just to give you an idea actually, okay. So I'll just go back to this. Yeah. So now your question is answered, right, Sudarshan, by looking at so many requests. So we don't need to bother. Yes, we need to bother about this when the project gets bigger and bigger, right? So the whole
Yeah.
request, you see, the whole request took 3.55 seconds. And how much data is transferred? 5.8 megabytes. 5.8 megabytes. And actual content that has been transferred is 550 KB. So for building a website, right, we here in this case we are learning, just learning. So that's why our code is very few files only. When you try to work on real-time projects, right, so you would be using the third-party styles, third-party API. So at that time, the content of the page will increase, and then the number of requests will increase like this. Okay, so that is where it matters. Okay, you understood, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So let's clear this. I'm going to close this. I'm going to close this. Yeah, that's the real-time website, right? So you can see the exact statistics there. So now we are talking about this canvas element, right? I'm going to take another 5 minutes. Okay, just bear with me. Yeah, here, let's go to the bottom section and try to understand what we have written. Oh yeah, here class 17, and then yeah, here we did not write any style attribute. So, but the box is coming. So this box is coming because of the style we have written it in the canvas section. Okay, where is that style? Styles.css here in this place. Okay, now I asked a question for getting a background color for this section, right? So for that, what I do is I'll make use of this ID. Okay, I'll make use of this ID, give a background color again. So I'll put it here. So this is an ID, right? So ID means I'm going to give a hash, and then for this I'm going to give a background color. So let me give some aquamarine, some different color. I'm going to refresh this. Yes, this is okay. So now we got, this is a section. You see a section is occupying the from left side to right side, the whole thing it is occupying. And you know, there is no padding here. So this, there is no space between left side and the bottom, right? So we can give some padding. Let's give some padding here. So we want to give padding. After, yes.
If you want to change the background and you want to change it to like a special image and not like one color, how do you do that?
Okay, you want to add an image, right?
Yeah, you know how like iPassmo has like an image as a background?
Yeah, you
How do
can
you do that?
make use of this actually. You know, that's what we mentioned earlier. So background image, you just mention it using URL dot. This is style, right? So dot go back, select an image, just right. So select images folder and then select any
Sir,
any image.
did we learn this?
Yeah.
We
Can you repeat again?
Did we actually learn this? Like the background?
Okay. Can repeat again? Do we?
No, did we learn this?
Yeah. Background color, you know, Hasini has, I remember Hasini was asking once. So we changed the background image, right, Hasini? Yeah, Hasini was, there was a question from Hasini last time. So she requested to, like, you know, to see a background. So like body, right? So let's put it for body. So let's put it for body. Body is there, right? So here we added earlier. So we'll remove this part and then add it here. Change it. You can see the background of body. See the body. This is all body, right? So the body can have an image. So that doesn't look good. So let me change it back.
Wait, so don't we have I have a question, quick question.
Yeah.
If you made the background as an image, is it possible to make a section translucent as a translucent image?
Section translation image.
No. I'm saying you put the section as like a blue color or whatever color you put.
Yeah.
But how do you make that translucent?
So how I still did not get it. No, like.
Okay, let's say for example, you put an image like a black or like any type of colorful image, and the section is like, yeah, that's green color right now,
Yeah.
and that's like overlaid on the image. So
Right.
how do you make that like translucent so you could see the green and you could see the image behind it?
Yeah, because we are writing.
No, how would you do that?
Okay, this is like, you know, normal the behavior of the HTML page. So body is the one which is going to display, right? So background means it gives the background color. So background color. So you want to make it to be displayed in the front or back. It depends on the style sheet. Okay, it's so for now, right? You know, it's the behavior of the tags. So like if you see here, the body, right? The body. One second. Yeah. So inside the body we are writing, right? So this section will take its own style, and then on top of the styles that you have written it in the body. So this one will take the precedence because it is coming inside the body, right? That's why.
I actually don't understand what you're saying. I
Okay.
just asked if like you can make the front, so like the section that's green, you could make it translucent so that you could see the green and the one behind it.
Okay, you want to make it like, you know, the visible the transparent, right?
Yes, kind of.
Yeah,
But
we
you're
have.
also gonna see the green too.
Oh, okay. Understood. Yeah. So we have some properties actually for that. Okay, I think you know there is a property called opacity. Yeah, opacity.
Oh, okay.
So 9px or 1.75. I don't know. I'm not sure, but there is a property. Yeah, it's not getting displayed. So I'll give you the exact value. Okay. So there is exactly the opacity is there. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you the exact. Okay,
Okay.
exact style. Okay, I'm not. Okay, maybe you know I'll find it and then I'll let you know. Okay, there is a style property for that. So that style property we can make use to, you know, make this background color as like, you know, the opaque, like, you know, transparent, slightly transparent, so that you can see the background color also. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Fine. Let's read the code. So what we have written here. Yeah. This part. Yeah. Here. Where are we? Yeah. This part. Okay. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get a canvas element here. Okay, now I got the canvas element, whatever canvas element is here, right? That canvas element, I retrieved it. Okay, and then what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the 2D image. So I'm going to draw a 2D image. So for that, I need to get the context. So canvas context. So I'm going to create a 2D image structure. Okay, so 2D context, I want the 2D context element, you know, variable. So I create it using the canvas element. So whatever canvas is there, right? So it provides 2D context inside it. So I'm going to take the 2D, and then you see here, this is where you have to understand 0 and 0. 0 and 0 is nothing but, you know, using context, you are exactly moving to 0 and 0. Let's see what is 0 and 0. So here the top left corner is there, right? This part is, it starts with 0 0. Okay, the coordinates starts like this, you know, 0 0, and then it goes like this, and it becomes what is that, 200, right? So it becomes 200 and 0. When it comes here, it becomes 200 and 100, and when it becomes to the left, it becomes 100 and 0. Okay, because height. So let me show you in the here. Okay, let me show it here. So 0 0 is here, it comes 0 and 0. Oh, sorry. So the representation goes like this. Okay, so 0 pixels to the left and 0 pixels to the height. Okay, and then it goes like this. So it's in the same line, right? So that's why this is 200 pixels width, and height is still same. That's why here. So now go down. So now this is 100, right? So 100 pixels, sorry, 100 pixels height. Oh yeah, this one is wrong, I think. 0 and 200. So x coordinate and y coordinate. So x coordinate is getting changed to 200 here. Yeah, this is earlier one is right. And then it comes here. So this becomes 200 comma 100, not here. Just bear with me. Okay. So this is 200 pixels from left and 100 pixels from top. Okay. and here comes 100 pixels and 0 pixels here. Okay. Yeah, like this. So this is whenever you try to understand the graphics, right, it starts from top left corner. So top left corner is treated as 0 and 0 pixels. So when it keeps on moving to the right direction, right, so it will increase the this is like first parameter is the width and second one is the height. So here it's like width is you want 200 pixel width and 0 pixels height. So height you did not change, so it's like single line here, and then you have to go down, right? So it comes like this part, this place is nothing but from here, calculate from here. So this is like 200 pixels width and 100 pixels height, and then when it comes here it is like 0 pixels. So width is 0 because it's in the same place. So height is like from here to here it moved, right? It becomes 100. So this is the coordinates. Actually we say it as coordinates here. Similarly, I want to draw a diagonal. So I just, what I'm trying to do is the diagonal starts at 0 and 0 and 200 comma 100, right? This position is 200 comma 100, right? So I'm going to draw a line from here to here. So how? You can just see the code here, drawing a line. So here I'm moving from moving to position. So position yourself first. The robotic starts like this only. Move to 0 comma 0. Yes, it came to the 0.0 position, and then draw a line up to 200 width and 100. So it will try to find the coordinate of this, and then it will draw a line from 0 to 0 comma 0 to here. So that's what it is drawing, line from here to here. Okay, now stroke will exactly give the line. Okay, and then this is where the text, I want to fill a text also. So that's why this rectangle is there, right? This rectangle is being, it is not the text, it is the image. It is the image, graphics image. So you will draw the graphics like this, fill text. So fill text will take the value. So whatever value you give, it will take that value, and then this is like position 10 pixels from left, 50 pixels from top. So it's like from here to here 10 pixels it will start, from here to here 50. So from there, from here, yeah, from here it will start typing the rectangle as a graphics. So it's like a graphic. This rectangle is not the text. You see, you can select this text, but here you cannot select this rectangle because the rectangle is like a graphics drawing. Okay, now can you help me with today's task to draw a line from the other diagonal, from here to here, and from here to here, and from here to here? Will you be able to draw the diagonals, and then the other diagonal plus a line from here to here, intersecting the centers, intersecting from here to here? So you just make use of these three only. These three are sufficient. You just have to move to that position, give the coordinates, and then print it. So just give a stroke, then it will print the line. Okay.
Sir,
Yes, Sudarshan.
you said you were going to mention about debug console.
Yes, correct. Okay, let's see here. Very good. Okay, let me inspect it. So I want to debug, right? So what I do is I have to go to the sources section and try to add your file system. So I added my, okay, this is session 1, right? So we are doing it in session 2, right? So I'm going to add session 2 code. So go back here, session 2, select the folder, and it asks you like, permission to access session 2 folder. So I'm going to allow it. Okay, now I got this source code. So what I do is I'll go to class 17, and then debugging means you just have to put a bookmark here. Okay, debug point. This is like a debug point. We say it as debug point, and you refresh the page here. So you refresh the page. So the control comes here. Okay, the page is printed now, and then you can use this part. You see here, either you can use F10 or F11 or you want to go back, you can just make use of Shift plus F11 like that. It is a line by line execution if you want to inspect. So I'm going to next line. Let's see what is there in Canvas. So Canvas is like whatever elements you have, right? So the whole element you can get using this. So let me type some Canvas element and see. So here itself we can try to print the type the variables and see what's the value here. Canvas element dot id. What is the id? So you can see here what id is there. This is a rectangle, right? So let's get width and height. What's the width and height for canvas element? Canvas element dot width. So it shows already the same thing. Let's get height also. So this is like line by line execution. You see your canvas context. Let's print canvas context and see what's the value here. So canvas context is undefined because the line is not yet processed, right? You just click on this again, it goes to next line, step over next function call. So let's click on this, it goes to the next line. You type the same thing, now the value will be there. You see earlier undefined, now it has got the value. So because it got the 2D context. So now you can just click line by line, and then you can see like what's happening. Okay, here let's make this. Okay, here I'm going to go to next line. It is a stroke. I'm going to next line with, you see, after stroke, it printed this one. Shift. Let's try this one. Okay, now you understood, right? I'm going to click on this. Yeah, now actually what I try to do here is I try to debug the code. This is how we debug for any issues, right? The JavaScripting code, we go to the file, and then put a debug point here, and then start debug for yourself. You understood, right? The debugging concept. So just right click, go to inspect, go to sources, and check what file you want to debug, right? So just click, put a debug point there, and then go to the page, refresh, just refresh. So the control comes here, and here make use of this actually. Go to next line, next line, next line, next line, next line, next line, and then see the values. Just try to inspect what are the values that are coming in. Okay, then
Sorry.
yeah, Sudarshan.
How would the we call it the console, the debug console work in Visual Studio Code?
Yeah, that is like that's also similar actually, but you need to have a proper server there actually. So we did not enable the server there, right? In the Visual Studio there is no server here at this moment, so it's just like only for editor we are using. So but that's also comes the same way actually. Better to use this one, Chrome debug tool, right? So this is we use this one only. So I suggest this is okay. This solves our purpose. So same thing, it does the same thing actually. Instead of debugging on the browser, you would be debugging on the tool. That's the only difference. So you start debugging, you can start debugging. Yeah. So it opens the debug, right? So you can just put a debug point here, and then you can just try to refresh. So you got the debug point here. So try to use the same thing, step over in the Visual Studio Code. It does the same thing, not much difference. You understood, right?
Yes.
So you just have to, here you have to enable it. Go to run and then click on start debugging. So then it should start.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's it from my side. So any questions, you can just let me know. So tomorrow I'll explain some other, we have left with, two other tags, div and span. I'll explain that. And then we'll move on to the HTML events. HTML events is like more JavaScripting here. So this events is full of JavaScript. So we'll try to finish this one by end of this week. Tomorrow is Thursday, right?
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah, yes, yeah, Devanshi.
Has the morning class learned HTML events?
No, so we are actually, I'm trying to maintain the same content for morning and afternoon. So whatever we learned here, we learned the same thing there. So today the extra thing that we learned in this session is the debugging part, which Sudarshan has requested. So the debugging part is the additional thing that you learned. So both the classes are same other than this.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's it from my side. See you. Yeah, if okay, I want to understand tomorrow. Will you be able to join the class if? Yeah, Thursday we don't have class, right?
No.
Okay, so I'll let you know tomorrow. Okay, I'll let you know tomorrow if.
Because I can't join morning class because I have school from like 9 to 12. So
Oh, okay. Your school has started, Devanshi?
No, it's just like some CCA commitment, so I have to go back.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, fine. No problem. Okay, I'll let you know the updated details.
Is it
Okay.
possible to arrange a class in the afternoon? Like just squeeze it.
Okay, can repeat again?
Is it possible for you to arrange an afternoon class tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah, that's what I'm checking actually. That's why I wanted to know, like, if any of you have any other commitments in the afternoon. Then
I
I'll
don't.
okay, if okay for everyone, then I'll check with my schedule also. Okay, I'll just let you know tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Thank you all.
Thank
See
you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.